right, now we're going to look at the other results from our assembly jobs. So let's click down here to the jobs monitor, and I want to look at this assembly job and click on the view icon again. Last time we discussed the parameters and the assembly report. Now we're going to look at the rest of the stuff for this. So the contigs.fasta file, those are the contigs for those 32 contigs in the assembly. This is what we're going to submit to annotation in a later lesson. So here's the contigs file. Now we can click here on the details because this is a nice wrap up of everything in the assembly report, but you may want more information. So double click on that. So there are a number of files here that are generated when the unicycler pipeline runs. The first is the geographical fragment assembly file, GFA. And this is something that's supposed to be read by a computer because it's telling the instructions to generate this. But if you want to see what it looks like, we can click on the view icon for it. And you can see why nobody really wants to read this. This is for a computer to read. So let's click the back button. And then we can click on the graph plot SVG. So we click on that and click on view. There's our lovely bandage plot. And I had to write this down. The bandage stands for Bioinformatics Application for Navigating De Novo Assembly Graphics Easily. So this is our bandage plot that the GFA file was giving the instructions to make that thing. Let's first look at the cost report.txt. So I highlight this row and then click view. And look, you saw this in the assembly report. And this is an HTML of the cost report. So let's click on that and view that. And it's the same thing, but it also is showing you a length of the contigs ordered from largest to smallest. So it's showing you different lengths. And notice as I mouse over these, it's telling me about each of the contigs. And you can see that most of them, from the 32nd over here to like the 10th, these are all pretty good size. And then we have the small ones are down here. So it's showing me the first one, the second one, the third one. Actually, that's more useful than I usually think of it as being. So I like this plot. This is just a JSON file about the run details. So if one wanted to look at that, which I wouldn't want to, but there it is. And then you have the unicycler log that's describing what it did each step of the way. So we click on that. And this goes on and on and on. If you wanted to see this, it would be there. And then note this is the last one, contigs below length. Remember, it has no sign because we didn't have any. So that's what's happening in the details file. Let's look and see if Spades is any different. So I'm going to go back to the jobs and I'm going to click on this for the Spades. And here's the contig files for this, and we want to click on the details. So the graph and the graph plot, let's just look at the graph plot, which we've seen before. You can see it and all those other little itty bitty contigs there. So we have the cost report here. Let's look at that view. And you can see that there are a lot more contigs. There are some small ones here, and then you start getting to a better size. Oh, look, the 112th contig. 100, there are a lot of contigs here. So this is the size of those compared to the 32 that we saw with unicycler. And then this one, contigs below length threshold. This one has a size because there are some contigs. Now, note that we can't view this, we can download it. So you could get it to download if you wanted to see what those contigs were, and you can blast them against things to try to figure out what they are. So those are the difference between the other job files in Unicycler and in Spades. Oh, and the Spades log, which we should be able to see. It's sort of like the Unicycler log, just telling what it did. So that's what's in the mysterious details folder of each of those jobs. So this is summarizing everything, the assembly report, and this is giving you the contigs. And if you want that assembly report sliced and diced, you look at the details. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.